Hey everybody, in today's video we're going to be taking a look at my latest purchase. This is the solar trail camera from the company My Animal Command. As with all my purchases, I like doing these unboxings in case there's somebody out there thinking about buying the same item. They want to get an idea of what does it look like when it comes in, what's quality like, etc. A couple of the key items on this trail camera: 20 megapixel photo quality, 1296 HD video quality. It is an IP66 waterproof rating, and the main attraction is that it has a built-in solar panel with up to 12 months standby battery power for indoor use. Basically, when you pull it out for up to a year, you don't have to worry about redoing your settings, charging it, anything like that. Let's take a look at some of the items that we get. You're going to get an instruction manual with this camera. Should be really basic. Again, I will take a quick look at the settings here in a second. They give you a couple of different mounting options. You've got a strap, which you can run through the back of the camera, or you have a metal mounting bracket that they give you if you want to use the threaded back. I'll show you that here in a second. You're going to want to charge the camera fully, just like any other solar power item. They give you a Type-C charging cable. This uses a Type-C port for charging. Fully charge it, and then we've got the camera itself. The solar panel will keep the camera charged, give you extended battery life in between having to use the cable for charging. Let's take a look at the camera. You've got your microphone on the bottom. It does allow for audio recording if you're doing video. This is going to be your threaded mount on the back. If you want to use the strap, you would run it through the back of the camera. All of that is pretty standard with most trail cameras. And then there's the camera itself. It does take a micro SD card. They do not provide a micro SD card, so you would need to provide that on your own. And then there's going to be your input for your Type-C charging cable. Let me get a micro SD card in the camera. We'll go through some settings, then we're going to put it out, see what kind of video and picture quality we get. Okay, so I'm not going to go through every setting, but I am going to turn on the camera just to show you how easy it is to set the camera. I should have mentioned earlier, you also have a little compartment up top. If you wanted to put AA batteries in the camera, you could do that. It's not needed at all. The way it would work is if you had AA batteries in there, if the internal battery ever got too low, your AA batteries would kick in as a backup. I am not going to be running AA batteries. I'm going to just be using the internal battery on the camera. Pretty simple as far as the setup. You've got some buttons on the right hand side here: up, down, left, right, and then an OK button, which is basically going to be your select. You can do some additional things, like if you wanted to take a manual video or a manual picture, the left and right buttons would serve to do that. You've got this middle button. You've got a left setup and an on. Sorry, not a left. An off setup and an on. If I move it to setup, it's going to turn on the camera and it will take us into our settings for the camera. Let me zoom in a little bit. Hopefully you're going to be able to see this okay. It's pretty simple. Once you're in setup mode, if you press the top right button, first time you press it, it'll take you to your viewer to view the images and videos that are saved on the camera. I'm going to go ahead and click it a second time. That will take us into our settings. And then the settings are very easy. You're going to simply use the up or down arrow to go to whatever setting you want to adjust. If you need to change something, simply press OK while you're on the setting and you can change it. So there's different things like, do you want to do just photo, just video, or photos and videos? Do you want to adjust your PIR interval, your PIR sensitivity? Want to do time lapse, loop recording? Do you want that on or off? You can adjust your infrared LEDs. You can press the right button. It'll take you to the next setting, which is going to be your camera settings. This is where you can adjust things like the image size. What megapixel do you want when you take photos? 20 megapixel is the max on this camera, all the way down to 2 megapixel. I'm going to set it on 20 megapixel, try and give you some samples of the highest quality possible. Got the same thing with your video settings. You can go in, you can adjust the video length. The maximum is going to be 180 seconds. The minimum would be 1 second. You can do things like, do you want it to record audio when it's taking videos or not? And again, you can adjust the resolution. Highest resolution is going to be 1296p. You can go all the way down to 360p. I'm going to set this again to the highest quality. And then last but not least, you have your general settings. Your language. Do you want to set the camera to default? Do you want to format your memory card? Do you need to adjust your time and date? Set it the way you want. Once you've got your settings done, you're going to press the menu button. Takes you out of your settings, and you're going to simply move the top button from setup to on, and that's what triggers the camera.